Yes. It's a cold Saturday morning here in the studio, and I have with me, as always, the beautiful Milia. I mean, we've had 2 weeks of intense gaming gone by, and we are staring down, getting into the business stages of the tournament. Milia, I mean, you've had fun so far. You've talked about how wonderful the players have been. You talked about how intense the gameplay have been, and this is a new week. I mean, are you still supporting your favorite player?
Always.
Okay, guys, want to shout out to Game Aid, KD Sports, the Esports Federation of Nigeria, of course, my favorite partner sponsor, Just Jobs, of course, a bunch exchange. And don't forget that this season is proudly brought to you by 43 Esports. How can I forget Rsdl Gaming? Let's get back to you. We had a conversation last week about how everything has been structured, about how these players have been impressive, about how that player has been disappointing. But this week, who do you think will impress us the most this week?
Last week we were impressed by 1v1, right? So somebody we don't see coming, maybe Chisco Fingers.
Maybe Chisco Fingers. I mean,
Yeah.
that is that is a wild bet. 1v1, just 1v1 feeling excited right now because Milia said something about him and Chisco Fingers. But guys, we are headed to the ads so you can see what our sponsors have for us. Keep it locked. Bye.
Welcome to Game Black, where we entertain you electronically.
Every great vision begins small. My name is Anointed Okorafor, and in 2021, I founded Just Chops and Chips. Well, let me bring you up to speed. This is Cafe One. Cafe One was founded in November 2021, and it has grown from a little business idea into a scalable business. Well, now we've gotten 4 branches, and the journey is still great ahead. We believe we can do it better. From what was serving over 2, 3, 5, 10 customers, we now attend to over 500 guests in a day, and it can get better. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hope Rsdl, the Executive Manager and CFO at Just Shots Cafe. I manage the managers and manage resources. At Just Shots, we don't just give you pastries, we are building the future.
We're back, guys. Welcome to week 3 match day 1. It has been exciting right from the very moment we kicked off. From day 1, we have witnessed lots of exciting FC gaming, and today we are about to be entertained as well. I mean, you know me here with my guy Himzas Shark, doing this with you every day. Himzas, what's up? How you doing?
Excited as always, like I said, match week 3, and it's been fun for the first 2 match weeks, and we expect more in this match week. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah,
I mean, we have seen the table pan out a little bit differently than we actually predicted when we started. Right about now, we see Shocker, who is top of the table at the moment. Eldorado was having his run right from the get-go up until last week, where Shocker displaced Eldorado and is top of the table with just a point. Is this something you saw coming?
well, it was bound to happen at some point. It's just like basically a repeat of what happened in the Rsdl. Remember, every week we had a different person on the top of the table. The first week of the Rsdl, we had Eldorado. The following week we had Doom. The following week we had Dexter. The third week we had PJ before Dexter was able to clinch the title. So it's basically the same thing here. Eldorado at the start of the first week, and now at the start of the second week, we had Shocker. So now this third week we don't know who is going to be on the top at the end of it.
Well, we can see the table 1 to 13 there. We can see that, wow, it is a lot actually, most especially for players who were relegated from the RSPL. We can see 2 of them there in the bottom table, Richie and Chisco Fingers. Do you think this could be a turnaround for them? I mean, we are basically half of our run in the Rsdl. This is like the 5th match day, right? And this is supposed to carry on for like 5 weeks. So we've played, today we'll make it 5 match days, and we've literally gone half of our campaign here in the Division 2. So this is literally the moment for these guys to kickstart whatever it is they want to do to keep them in qualification spots into the RSPL, the Pro League. Like, everything boils down to this moment. This is the right time, the right moment for you to start your redemption. People like Richie, people like Chisco Fingers, who were in the Pro League before, are at this point now standing in risks of being relegated.
Yeah, relegated or probably going home, I guess.
Well, I would actually love to see some comebacks from these guys, because, like I said earlier, we are way into half of the league already, and you can see today's fixtures on your screens. Eldorado also will be looking to come back from that defeat against Shocker. Will be looking to just mount a little bit of pressure. He's just 1 point behind Shocker at the moment, so in as much as he's hoping for a slip up from Shocker, he also should be in red hot form so as to catch Shocker when he slips up. Eldorado will face Roland and also Mr. Morale today, while Shocker, I think, has a match with Bruce, and that's the only match he's got. I think he's got one other match today. Looks like the only match he has today. So Shocker takes on Bruce. We can see if he can still retain his top spot there. Another person we should be looking at is 1A1, who also is in sizzling hot form with Shocker. Those 2 players are the players who have currently they hold the unbeaten record at the moment. Shocker has not been beaten. 1A1 also has not been beaten. Do you think we are going to see one person hold on to that title today?
Well, 1A1, I must commend him because he didn't start this season the way you would have expected. He drew his first game, but ever since then, he's gone on a 5-game win streak and he's in red hot form, like you said. So I don't really see a way or who can probably take him down. Probably Shocker is one of the few players who can actually do that. That their game is a game that everybody will be expecting to see real soon.
Well, getting you straight into action, the first match of the day is Mr. Morale versus Larry, and we can see here Mr. Morale in the Netherlands colors and Larry with Portugal. What do you think about this particular fixture, this particular match?
Mr. Morale, he's coming off the back of a loss, so he'd want to get back to winning ways, and Larry is coming back off the back of a loss, so both players will be looking to get back to winning ways. It's going to be a really tough game, exciting game with lots of goals, definitely.
It's just a point separating these two. Mr. Morale there sitting in 7th position with 10 points, and Larry in the 9th position with just 9 points. I mean, just a point separating these two. You said earlier we might see a lot of goals in this particular game. Larry there, last week he had a wonderful timeout. I mean, he got the better of Chuku there, 5-1. A statement win and a shock win of the season, if you must ask me, because everybody literally wrote this guy off. And he lost his second game against Shocker. I mean, you can't always have all the luck. My goodness, I think Larry brought the luck from the last week into this fixture, and he is the first person to open the scoring here in week 2. Just look at that beautiful play. There was a whole lot of space in that defense for him to exploit.
Yeah, a really beautiful goal from Larry, but Mr. Morale's defending was atrocious there, and it's just like a continuation of what happened last week. I know last week he lost his final game 3-1, and now we expected him that he will be bouncing back in this fixture against Larry, but doesn't just seem to be going in his way.
Well, he might be a slow starter in this particular fixture. Larry is one person that people, I must say, they underrate a lot. And he, on one of his interviews, he said he's very, very fine with being the underdog. I mean, underrate me as much as you can when I, hold the controller and my eyes are on the screen. Then we can tell who is the underdog after 90 minutes. Because Larry has scored ahead. 20 minutes in-game time. Mr. Morale, what can he do with this attack? Nice defense there from Larry. Mr. Morale has always had a technique for the directional runs. He has that in his back pocket. I mean, he's really, really fluent at doing that. We might just see that particular piece of skill come through here for him against Larry.
I remember last time out, I was in the commentary gantry with PJ, and PJ said this guy is the guy that has the best directional runs in the division. Well, he went on to actually score against Shocker using that technique. And I must say, the game against Shocker, Mr. Morale against Shocker, that was probably his best performance in the league this season. But ever since then, he's not been able to replicate that. And I can't really tell why. But I don't know. Is he the kind of guy who comes up against the big boys? Or?
Well, there is something that is certain. It is the fact that he gives the big names a run for their money. I mean, he's on par with them. I'll place him on the same level as the big guys such as Shocker, El Dorado, Chuk and Chuku there. Mr. Morale's name would definitely pop up. But he has had a thing for always, losing matches that you feel he should have total control over. And we can see this particular fixture now. I haven't really seen a definitive attack from Mr. Morale. Larry has been doing his best to hold him down properly, and we can see that again here. Larry activating the offside trap and catching Mr. Morale off guard. What do you think Mr. Morale needs to do in this particular fixture to break down Larry's defense? Because the directional run so far doesn't look like he's putting them to utmost perfection.
I think he's already applying lots of pressure on Larry. Ever since Larry got the first goal, it's been basically Morale from that point up until now. And I feel he should be able to get a goal because I don't know how long Larry's defense can actually keep up with the amount of attacks Mr. Morale keeps putting forward. So I feel Mr. Morales will be able to get a goal soon.
And Larry is such a slow, slow creeper. He creeps into your box without you knowing. You almost got a goal there with that attempt. You could see how slow he was building up. Seemed as if nothing was happening, but 1-2 passes and he's, just face to face across your goal. 14 minutes gone.
Yeah, Larry, I must commend him. He knows how to turn up in the big moments. The game against Chukuchuku last week was a very, very vital example. And in this one now, and one thing about this guy is that once he goes ahead, the pressure is not on him because he still plays calmly. He still tries
calmly.
He tries to find those spaces. He's not under any pressure, and I think that helps him a lot because once the pressure is not there, you're just going to play your normal game.
We could see in that second match he had last week against Shoka. I mean, after he won that against Chukuchuku there, his next match was against Shoka, and we could see that in the first half he held his own against Shoka. He only, lost it all in the second half due to the excellence and the experience there of Shoka. But that first half, he was able to hold his own against Shoka. The issue is, just as how Mr. Morale is doing right about now, mounting all the pressure, Shoka kept on mounting pressures, and it's one thing with Shoka. You can defend, but for how long are you going to, keep clean sheets against him? So that was just, the sad luck for Larry. He played beautiful well last week, and today, this week again, he's doing the same.
Yeah, I must say, the way he's actually tracked the runs of Morales, you see those directional runs Morales always tries to do. Larry has been able to track them really well in today's game. And on the attack, it seems he gets his passes right. And almost every time he's on the attack, it seems he's about to score.
Here is a chance now for Mr. Morale. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I mean, this was coming. This was coming.
Definitely. And like I said, with the amount of attacks Morale was putting forth, he was bound to score. And he's definitely gotten that goal. And now this could be the start of something for him.
But what a way to get into the second half, my goodness. Larry has replied almost immediately. This guy is somebody you should not take your eyes off. He didn't even take off you.
That was basically at the start, just immediately.
I mean, the goal kick attack. 1, 2, 3 in the box. And he has gone ahead again. So difficult being Mr. Morale now. The moment you think, oh, good, I've gotten back into this game, and you're back where you started.
Not the kind of start Mr. Morale would have loved into the second half. He got the goal early in the second half, and he thought maybe now the game is back in its first state. But Larry quickly replied and has gone ahead again. Now Mr. Morale has to start chasing the game.
60 minutes is gone. Mr. Morale, a through pass to Cody Gakpo on the left. Be patient with this attack. Oh, good defense there from Larry. Larry now surely will be patient with this. His players in front of him decides to pick the up through pass, but the next pass there wasn't so accurate. Possession now with Mr. Morale. He needs a reply. He's lost possession again. There's a chance if he can find this through pass here. Larry is taking his time with this. Time is really, really running out for Mr. Morale at the moment. Look at the directional runs there again.
I really love the way Larry always, his passes in tight spaces is actually really, really nice, and it seems he's always trying to go through the middle, and Morale doesn't have answers to that at this point.
I must commend Larry, honestly. He's doing a very, very good job at holding down Mr. Morale. I mean, we know his ultimate, go-to tactic is always that directional runs, and it usually always works for everybody. But today we've not seen that tactic actually be able to break down Larry's defense. He has been very, very compact. Wow. This pass there was a little bit too short. Couldn't get into the path of that attacker. Surely, if he held on to that ball, That would have been a serious attacking attempt. Here is Larry again, still trying to find space. Larry, oh my goodness! I told you this guy is somebody you should not take your eyes off. Immediately, Mr. Morale lost that ball there. Larry just took his time. You could see that first attack didn't work. Mr. Morale couldn't clear his lines properly. The ball immediately fell to Larry. He was just, so efficient with his left stick dribble there. And he slotted that one into the top left corner. And it is 2 goals advantage now for Larry.
Yeah, I must say, the way Larry is probably the only player I've seen that uses the up through ball the most in the division, and it actually works for him because most players decide to just go on the ground. But Larry, every time you see those 1-2 passes, and he sent it over the top, and now you could see in that situation, Leah was free down the flank, and it was a cutback away and some little left stick dribbling and into the top corner. Really nice goal from Larry there.
Somebody will need to start paying attention, honestly, because his performance against big names is something that is really applaudable. I mean, coming out from the knockout stages, we didn't really see this kind of gameplay from him. It was just the usual normal gamer. I didn't know he had all this in his backpack. Well, this is the Division 2. This is where you get to unload everything, because every point from this time on, it counts. Mr. Mora looking to cut the deficit. Wrong pass again. I don't know. I just feel he's not so fluid with his international team as much as he was with his Dortmund.
With Dortmund, I don't think he lost
Wow.
it, right?
What is this opening here from Larry? Disastrous defending, if you ask me.
That was really, to say that was amateur defending there, because
Mr. Mora just
through.
literally walked through that defense. Just look at this. What was he doing? Like open space. Nah. Even my grandma is scoring that. Well, 84 minutes, and we might just have drama at the end of this particular fixture. I mean, Larry was so comfortable with 2-goal advantage, and now he has brought it down to just 1. I mean, the best tactic for him now, would you say game management, or try as much as possible to get at least 1 goal too?
I think he wants to just see if he can see out the game, because of he's just a 1-goal deficit, and anything now could happen. Things could go wrong at this moment. So he's the kind of player that would just want to just pass around till the game is finally over.
89 minutes. It looks like that tactic might just be working out perfectly for him. Still in possession of the ball. Doesn't have any intentions of going forward at this moment. We are with the referee's final whistle, and there it is. Larry grinding out a win there against Mr. Morale. I mean, I did not see this coming. I actually thought this would be a very difficult game for Larry, but wow, kudos to this guy. He has grinded out 3 points and now has leapfrogged Mr. Morale. It was 9 points earlier, Mr. Morale 10 points. Right about now, he sits above Mr. Morale with 12 points. Good game, don't you think?
Yeah, this guy has unlocked a different level. This over the past couple of weeks, from match day 3, he's unlocked a different level. First off, defeating Chukuchuku, then actually holding his own against Shocker as well, and now defeating Mr. Morale. We could also say Mr. Morale has not really he's been on and off. You could say, you could put it that way. He's been on and off. He lost to Bright, he won Richie, but he's been on and off. He actually drew to Shocker, so you expect that ever since the draw,
from that particular fixture. I mean,
I don't think he's the kind of player you can actually say based on this form, maybe because he drew against Shocker, he should be winning his other players. He's not that kind of player from what we've seen. But props to Larry, he really put up a good performance, a win-worthy performance, and of course he got away with the win.
I'm still going to hit on that form of a thing about Mr. Morale. You've seen him grind out points from names that, I mean, he's the only one that has given Shocker a draw. He's the only one that has stolen points from Shocker in this league. And you think, oh, with that performance there, he will be able to, slide or grind his way through to the top, but it is becoming a really difficult task for him, because the moment you feel, okay, this is his moment, in the next match, he just, slips up And I must say, ever since we started with the international teams, just to get into the World Cup mood, it has not been all that for Mr. Morale. I don't know if it's the particular team he chose. He has been using Netherlands, and to me, he's not really, really fluid with the Netherlands team. For me, I don't see that gameplay that he gives when he picks or when he uses Dortmund. Do you think it could be because of the particular team he's using?
Well, I really don't know. This is basically 95 rated, so I
Yeah, yeah,
don't
true though.
I don't see an issue with it because all players are 95. All players are kind of equal. And Morale, from his gameplay, he's not the kind of player to spam crosses and say, okay, maybe this one has a tall striker or a taller striker, so you work or play the crossing game. He's the kind of player who wants to play the ball on the ground. So
True.
I really can't see an issue with him switching from Dortmund to Netherlands. I don't actually think that's the issue with him not winning games.
So what is the issue?
Probably that other players are just good. You could put it that way. Other players are just too good. Yeah, you could put it that way.
Well, taking nothing away from Larry, he has been outstanding, honestly. Out of the bottom half, I mean, Larry is the one who has showed literally a lot of promise, if you ask me, because that game against Chukwuchukwu, I think that just elevated this guy to get 5 goals up
Yeah.
against Chukwuchukwu. I mean, that is something. That is really something, and he has done a lot for his morale. You could see the game there against Shoka. It was just due to Shoka's brilliance. That was the reason why Shoka was able to grind out points and 3 points there against Larry. But you see, that did not phase him. He came into this game knowing that he was the underdog, and yet again, he has grinded out 3 points. Do you see Larry getting into the RSPL?
Well, I think at this point you can actually call him the top dog because he's not the underdog anymore because
He
he's
still
already
said he wants to stick with that name. Just call him the underdog.
okay. Let's just say he's the underdog. Well, him getting to the RSPL is actually a very huge possibility, I must say.
True.
With the performances he's put up, I don't see him dropping his form anytime soon. So it should be easy for him. He's like now he's in the safe zone. I think with this win now he's probably on like 9 points. So I see him actually getting into the RSPL. Yeah.
Well, that is that for the first match. We have other exciting fixtures for you. Yes, we have also. For me, the game I want to see is a game 1-1 against Indaboski. Earlier we saw
Okay.
Melia say Chisco Fingers might have a surprise for us. So I don't know if this might be Chisco Fingers redemption arc, but he has a game against Roland, and he also has a game against Richie. Richie, who also was relegated from the RSPL. I mean, I did not see Richie being at this point, honestly, because he's he's a player that turns up when you actually don't. He's just the opposite of Mr. Morale, actually. Games where you expect Mr. Morale to dominate, he doesn't. Games where you expect Richie to actually lose or be the underdog, Richie just comes out on top. So seeing these two go against each other, it's a game I actually want to see.
Yeah. Mr. Morale. Talking about Richie. Yeah, he's been off. He's been off this season. This is not the Richie we expected coming into the RSDL. We
True.
felt that probably because he fell out from the RSPL, he should easily come to dominate the lower division.
Yeah,
But
what I
you
thought.
could actually say it's been worse for him in the RSDL because I think he has just one win or two wins. One, the first win coming in his first
Yeah,
game.
just 2 wins.
Yeah, two wins, and since then he's just dropped off. So Tisco Fingers, on the other hand, over the past couple of matches, I feel he's been actually pretty good. So, and anytime Chisco Fingers and Richie face himself, it's always a close game. Right from the
Obviously.
the knockout stages in the to the RSPL, they were in the same group,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Chisco actually won that game. In the RSPL itself, Richie won the game 4 goals to 3, and now they're about to face themselves in the RSDL. But well, before we go into the next fixture, we're heading over to Khan for an interview.
Thank you, Imzaz and Shark. I have with me here Roland. Roland, you have like two outstanding games, and you just sit at the edge of the relegation table. And the next game is against El Dorado. Do you fancy your chances of surviving the drop?
Yes, that's not a problem. I've played him so many times, so I'm very sure of winning him. So that's not a problem.
It's not a El Dorado is not a problem.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, I really like the confidence. I like the I like the way you say it. But you are in the red zone and you have two outstanding games. That is your five, your 6 points. The next person is like 9 points. So that means if you win El Dorado, you go to 9 points and you could potentially, beat the drop and the next person drops down. If you win the next game, you go to 12 points. That means you totally survived it. What is your strategy going into this game? Because if you lose against El Dorado today, you are condemned to remain in that position while El Dorado goes up top.
Yes, yes, I know about that. That's why I'm aiming to score more goals. Just scoring of goals. Not I don't care about defending, just scoring.
Okay, you want to outscore El Dorado. That's the strategy today. Well, I hope that works out for you because the last time anybody tried to outscore El Dorado, they had themselves beaten. But I wish El Dorado put his big boy pants on today because he has moments of madness as well. Guys, I hope to see the very best of gameplay today and would like to see who the fraud is. Roland, I wish you the very best. See you on the console. Back to Ibsas and Sharks now. Bye.
Well, we are done with the first game of the match day, and on your screen you saw Roland there saying he just plans to outscore El Dorado. Well, one thing I'll tell you for sure is that outscoring El Dorado is not everybody's task. This guy is someone that, as much as he loves to attack, he also loves to defend. So, for Roland to actually come away with something in this game, I think he'll need to double down and probably check his inners. And does he have the right mentality to actually pull out something from this game? El Dorado is coming off the back of a loss to Shocker, a 3-2 loss, and now he wants to get back to winning ways. You can see him on your screen. He's coming off the back of a 3-2 loss. He will definitely want to get back to winning ways. On the other hand, Roland, he's kind of been having some poor run of form. I don't think he has a win over the past two games. Well, can he get a win against El Dorado, the man who currently sits the second in the Rsdl this season? Can El Dorado also get back to winning ways to see if he can go up top 2 points ahead of Shocker? We're about to find out because that is the next game coming up. We really have one game gone today, the game between Larry and Mr. Morale. Larry was able to get his third win of the campaign against Mr. Morale in a 3-2 victory, and that was a really awesome performance from the young man because his first game, need I remind you, was against Chisco Fingers and he won 5-2. He said, "This guy is my best friend, but that friendship is going to be on hold for the moment," and he gave him some brutal beating because there was nothing friendly about the way he played in that particular game against Chisco Fingers. Then he actually surprised us last week when he defeated Chukuchuku 5-1, and now this guy is the gift that keeps on giving because he actually surprised us once again as he just defeated Mr. Morale. You could say he was one of the favorites coming into this Rsdl this season. Lots of people were expecting him to probably finish in the top 3. But as things stand now, that dream might actually be coming to an end. On your screen, you could see the player stats. Roland has 2 wins. El Dorado has 6 wins. Both players. Roland has played 5 games. El Dorado has played 7 games. El Dorado's only loss came at the hands of Shocker last week. Before then, prior to that, he was actually unbeaten. He had won 5 games in a row. But he had won 5 games in a row, but Shocker was there to just stop his win streak. On the other hand, Roland, like we will see, he loves chaotic gameplay. You heard it from him. I don't want to outscore El Dorado. I don't care about the defending. He's probably the only guy you'll see that actually does lots of sliding tackles, and I'm sure we're about to see that again today. And there you could see the public winning prediction. With El Dorado having 75% chance to winning Roland with 25% chance of winning El Dorado. And I must say, a lot of people would agree with this. But one thing about this league is that it can also be full of surprises. There are lots of times we've seen where the public expect this player to win, but that's not exactly what happens. And you can see the league position as well. Eldorado sitting comfy in second, and Roland sits at 10th position. Well, that could be changing soon because one thing for sure is that once someone's position in this game is definitely changing. Eldorado could go to first if he wins the game, and Roland could actually climb up the table if he wins against Eldorado. It could also go really worse if Eldorado happens to lose this game and the people below him win a couple of their games. He knows that at this point, 1-1 is putting down his neck.
Actually, this is a very dicey game for both players because Roland is trying to escape the drop and Eldorado is trying to go up top. He had a disappointing RSPL and he would want to win the RSDL, just so he can prove to his fans that he's the big dog. But Roland, on the other hand, has been a very exciting player, and escaping the drop and qualifying would be his topmost priority right now. So Roland, when I interviewed him, he said he can beat Eldorado. He's played Eldorado a couple times, but that remains to be seen. I mean, if he can do it here, because talk is cheap. Anybody can say anything. We've had players like Indaboski say stuff. You're gonna know why they call me Indaboski, and he's sitting at the bottom of the table, like almost at the bottom of the table. But this is the magic of the RSL. Anybody can get beat. That is why I really don't like to write off players and all that. And the public has said Roland has the 25% chance of beating Eldorado. And the public has always been wrong from the start because...
Actually, that's true. Because if you remember the Chukuchuku game against Larry,
yes,
the public had Larry winning a 10% chance of Larry winning that game. But it went totally against the run of play. So...
Now, the craziest part of it was the Shocker and Eldorado game. The public had Eldorado at 10%, and
well, you could say the public was just trolling in that moment because definitely, I think the public had Eldorado at 98%. Shocker having a 2% chance, but I would not say the public was trolling there because there was no way you would give Shocker a 2% chance of winning Eldorado. But well, that's for those players, and we are into the next game. Roland against Eldorado. Eldorado will be looking to bounce back to winning ways, and so would Roland because Roland is on the poor run of form, and he will really hope that could change soon. Eldorado, on the other hand, he was on a win streak, but Shocker decided to end that in the last match week, and now Eldorado looking to get the first goal, and he tries to cut back there, but Roland's clearance, and now Eldorado will have to settle for a corner.
You're only unbeaten until you've met Shocker. I can remember that from last week's matchup. Today we have Eldorado choosing the Spanish side against Roland's France. Williams loses possession rather cheaply there.
It's been a cagey game right from the start. Eldorado has looked a lot sharper compared to the start he had against Shocker last week. But on the other hand, Roland is a guy that loves to work with chaos. When everything gets chaotic, he's definitely there. He wants to make an appearance, and we are yet to see that because he said, "My plan is to outscore Eldorado. I don't care about defending." But now the question is, if you don't care about defending, how do you cope against someone like Eldorado
that likes to score for fun?
Exactly. He will be looking to really, maybe he might have to take that statement back soon because once Eldorado starts scoring those goals, I'll tell you for free that you actually want to start defending.
Yes, most often than not, we've seen players eat their words this RSL. Some players have come up to say they'll beat this player or beat that player, and then when the game begins, we realize that the reverse is the case. So I'm hoping Roland doesn't have to eat his words because it will be more dangerous for him. Eldorado can survive losing, he can survive losing and maybe get that top slot sometime again. But if Roland loses today, he may be condemned to, languish in the relegation places. Although he has, after this game, he has one extra game, one outstanding game, and he would want to win both games, to fancy his chances of survival.
Definitely, he wants to win both games, so fancy his chances of survival. And El Dorado, it's been 20 minutes gone, and we are yet to see a goal, which is quite unusual. You know, games always involving El Dorado have goals in the first 20 minutes, but here we are, 27 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0.
Yet to even see a decent chance from either player so far in this game. It's been cages in every start. Both of them are trying to avoid making mistakes. Both of them are trying to be too cautious, maybe too careful, maybe being too respectful, but would like to see that change because this is supposed to be a goal fest. In fact, it looked like it was going to be a goal fest, but in 31st minute, so far we've not seen any goal. Oh, that is a Roland chance. The first attempt in the game so far.
Yeah, that's definitely the first attempt in the game, and against what people would have thought, it actually came from Roland, and that was a really, really huge save there from El Dorado. But that could change soon because Roland was looking for the cutback there, but the Spanish defender was just in the right position, and El Dorado will look to counter attack now, and he plays Nico Williams. Nico Williams finds Jeremy Pino, and Pino's in the box, and Pino has gotten the goal. The first goal of the game has gone El Dorado's way, and maybe he could be back to winning ways.
Yes, 36th minute, and El Dorado gets his very first goal. You can see the look of disappointment on Roland's face. Now it's time for you to make good of that promise, Roland, to outscore El Dorado because he has drawn first blood here. And you promised your fans that you would outscore him. So let's see you do that, although El Dorado is looking for another opportunity. Oh, missed that.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to outscore El Dorado. I don't care about defending, but I feel now he should care a bit because now El Dorado has opened the scoring. You know this guy, he wants to score those goals, and the floodgates could actually open now. So I feel Roland should just he'll have to lock in on defense a bit. As much as he wants to attack, he has to defend as well.
Yes, of course, he has to do a lot of defending because El Dorado just loves to score, and you don't want him to be comfortable. When he gets comfortable in the game, starts the end of the first half. When El Dorado gets comfortable in the game, he can, cause a lot of damage. And you don't want him comfortable. We are on the way in the second half.
Yeah, you definitely don't want El Dorado comfortable in the game. Well, one thing about Roland is that he's a bit like Chisco Fingers. These are guys that, attacking wise, they are really, really elite. But defending, they don't, their defense is just really, really porous. And one thing is for sure that Roland is definitely going to get a goal in this game. I don't know if you think that because he's the kind of guy who he wants to just score. And that's why I said he reminds me a lot of Chisco Fingers. Chisco is the kind of guy that no matter how many goals he concedes, he always finds a way to score. And Roland there with a really, really huge chance to get back in the game. But that was a beautiful save there from the Spanish goalkeeper.
Yeah, at the start of the season, Roland was occupying the top slots on the table. I think he was like second or third at the first week of the games, but it's been heartbreaking to see him, lose his touch and slide so far down the bottom, 10th on the log right now, and he would be looking to find another tricky shot there, but I think the Spanish goalkeeper has been the man of the match so far because he has kept denying Roland's shots from hitting the target.
Yeah, Roland, the way he twists and turns in the box, I think El Dorado is having huge problems actually trying to defend that. But now he's been able to get the ball, and you could see the player locked there trying to quickly start a counter attack. But Roland's defense regrouping, but that could actually not work because El Dorado now he's just decided to recycle the ball, and now he finally gets a chance at the edge of the box with Rodri twisting and turning. He finds space, and El Dorado again.
You don't want him comfortable. A second goal there for Jeremy Pino.
And Jeremy Pino has doubled the lead for El Dorado. El Dorado now back to the top of the table. As things stand, 2-goal lead against Roland. And again, Roland's defense there. There was lots of space for Jeremy Pino in that situation. Basically in front of the goalkeeper. There was only one response to that. And El Dorado has added another goal. And it is 2-goal to El Dorado and 0 to Roland.
This is a matchup I'd love to see at the World Cup, Two very interesting teams with attacking prospect. El Dorado makes it 3. It's a mauling. Oh Lord, Roland will wish he didn't say that earlier.
He said, I don't really care about defending. Well, for one, you haven't really scored any goals, so I feel you should not try to see things now. I think you should not try to stop the influx of goals that El Dorado is pouring right now, because El Dorado is looking in, and now Roland has finally gotten the goal. Like I said, this guy, it doesn't matter how many goals he concedes, he must score one, and now he's replied. He's cut the deficit to 2 goals, and is there enough time for him to actually see if he could start a comeback?
No, I don't think a comeback is likely in this game because, you know, but anything can happen. El Dorado could just slip up and Roland could steal some goals, you know, and secure that much needed comeback. At this point, El Dorado is delirious. He's excited. He could start making wrong calls. You know, that is one thing that has stood out, because in this tournament, when you get excited, you start, you know, making terrible judgment, and the opponent, if the opponent is smart enough, he could steal, you know, he could steal that opportunity to inflict damage on you. But I don't see that happening right now, because El Dorado is like locked in his back and locked in. You can see the look on his face right across your screen right now. He's locked in and he's nodding, and you can see that that signature El Dorado lock in pose. He is going for the kill right now.
Yeah, he needs to go for the kill, because Roland now, he has basically nothing to lose aside concede more goals. So he's definitely going to go all out and see if he can actually get those goals in. El Dorado now might have to start his game management. You know, he's an FC Barcelona fan and he plays just exactly the way FC Barcelona does. And Roland was able to nick the ball off El Dorado there. And now he has Kylian Mbappe, who finds Mikel Olise. And Kante finally gets the ball in the box. Could this be something? El Dorado trying to track the run perfectly, but no. And Roland with a shot there, but that was a huge block from the Spanish defense. And that was actually a huge scare for El Dorado in that situation.
Yes, very scary chance there. El Dorado survived, and you could see he heaved a sigh of relief there. And that smile quickly got off his face because he knows what would happen if Roland stole one goal back. There would be a lot of pressure on him. But El Dorado easing into the game again. Lamine Yamal tries to get goal number. Nah.
Well, I feel he, for one, just wanted to score a solo goal there, because as he had already cut inside, and that was a perfect opportunity for a finesse there, but he decided to dribble a bit more and he lost the ball. But well, he's still up 2 goals, so I feel he can actually try out those little things he wants to try out in game and actually not get punished for it. But Roland has gotten the ball back in midfield and now he's on the attack down the flank. What can Olise do against Cucurella? He goes back. See with Olise, who finds Mbappe. Mbappe in the box and goes back. And Roland, surprisingly, has gotten another goal in the 83rd minute.
Yes. Now this is dangerous waters for El Dorado. Trouble in paradise, if I must say. If he lets Roland score again, then his chances may just be up in the smoke. And you see, Roland is not giving up. He said he would outscore El Dorado, and he has 5 minutes to get 1 goal back at least, or maybe get 2 goals to outscore El Dorado technically. But I think he would be thankful for a draw here. If he sees the draw and El Dorado is quickly starting that game management, we can see the tricky play, trying to play from behind.
With the way Roland is pressing, well, do you expect El Dorado to give a bad pass and Roland will be able to capitalize on that?
Actually, no. El Dorado must have learned from his lessons in the Pro League and in his lessons against Shocker. You know, giving those wayward passes will not, you know, he just wants to run down the clock right now. That's what he wants to do.
And the game is over. El Dorado has gotten the win. You could say it was actually a narrow win, but he had the chance to actually kill off the game, but he just decided to just play with it, and Roland was able to get another goal. And Now the scoreline, would you say the scoreline actually depicts how the game was played?
Better safe than sorry. The scoreline depicts how the game was played, if you ask me, because I mean, from the start, Roland was more enterprising, but I think he was giving away too many passes, he was losing too many balls, and he allowed El Dorado to settle into the game. One thing when you're playing against players that love to score, you don't allow them to settle in. When they settle in, they find those pockets of space. They start scoring. And once they get one goal, two goals, it becomes like a goal galore for them, and it will be difficult for you to catch up because I mean the best form of defense is attack. If they have more goals, you have an uphill task.
Well, that's two games done for today, and funny how those two games have had a 3-2 scoreline. The first game, Larry defeating Mr. Morale 3-2, and now El Dorado following suit to defeat Roland 3-2. One thing we spoke about, or we've always said, is lack of goals in the Rsdl.
Yes.
But over the past couple of match days, we've seen that change. We've seen like 10 goal thrillers, yeah. And now this is 5 goals. You could say 5 goals is kind of low, but that quickly changed. In this game, we didn't see goals in the first 30 minutes. It was basically nil-nil for the first 30 minutes. But from then on out, we saw 5 goals, and El Dorado able to come away with the win. And now he's back to winning ways. This just goes to show you that loss against Shoka probably didn't phase him.
Well, I mean, if you lose against Shoka, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You losing against Shoka like you don't have to be ashamed losing against Shoka. Like everybody already knows that you are only unbeaten because you've not played Shoka. Shoka is most likely the highest rated player in the Division 2. So losing against Shoka, no shame there. Just the best thing is just pick up the pieces of your life, win the next game, and continue like nothing happened.
Well, so you're basically saying that Shoka has a really high chance of going unbeaten in this league.
Actually, I wouldn't say that. I personally fancy Shoka as a player, right? I think he's the gold standard. He's the litmus test. If you're a good player, you have to play. If you beat Shoka in the league, then I mean you're going to qualify. That's the truth. You're going to qualify and all that. So I don't think he will play unbeaten, but I believe he would win. I believe he would win.
Well, it's kind of still long to decide, but with the kind of form he's on, I wouldn't doubt that, because this guy, he just seems to blitz past every player he faces.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter the kind of performance he puts. He's not the kind of guy that he can have his off days, but even on his off days, he still manages to grind out a win.
Yeah.
And that's probably the right mentality to have in a league season. A league is over a couple of days, couple of weeks. So you can be in red hot form today, and the next week you come and you're probably kind of down. But Shoka, that doesn't really happen to him. Even when he's down, probably, I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
But he still finds a way to get that win, and that's something I must really commend him for. And now you see Dorado has gone above him.
I think Shoka still has a game.
Yeah, he has a game in hand, but now you wouldn't say that's a guaranteed win for Shoka, no?
Well, it may not be a guaranteed win for Shoka, but I think it's a ritual. It's an unspoken ritual that everybody in the studio has someone they support. They have, every player has a fan, right? So, Milia's favorite player is Mr. Morale. My favorite player before was Bruce, until Bruce broke my heart. So I decided to pitch my tent with Shoka this time. And so far, Shoka has not broken my heart. So, of course, I believe you have your own favorite player as well. And I wouldn't want to guess. Who's your favorite player?
Well, at the start, I said Chuku, but I actually have two. Chuku and Bright. Those are actually the guys I really fancy. I love their style of play, and I relate to it because I love to play like that. I love to play the possession game, and so that's why I basically chose those two guys. I'm talking about Mr. Mura. I'm sure Milia is going to be definitely disappointed in him, because I think he's not won a game over the past 3 matches, and that's just horrendous form from the guy, because he's someone who is held in high regard. Mr. Morale, everyone knows him. They were like coming into this division, people were saying this guy, he's one to look out for. But well, now he's come and seen that he's looking out for others, because it's not kind of going the way he expected in this season. Well, on your screen, you can actually see Richie there. Richie, another player who we spoke about earlier, saying he's had a really, really poor run of form.
Yes.
He's sitting in the relegation zone alongside his mates, Chisco Fingers and Indabuski and Roland, who now probably after that loss will we're looking to go deeper in the relegation zone.
Yeah,
Richie,
it's really crazy because Richie, a player like Richie actually got relegated from the RSPL. This is something we have said. The fact that you played in the Pro League doesn't mean that you are on a better level than the players in the Division Two. Because everybody in the Division Two is hungry. Everybody, if you slip up, somebody would have your hide. Like somebody would come for you and kick you in places you never want to be kicked. So I think it's been a difficult run for Richie. Richie has been disappointing to his fans, disappointing to himself as well. And I believe that he would want to change that. You can see the public winning predictions already out. Richie has played 6 matches, has won only 2. Colder Snow has played 5, has won 3, and the public is backing Colder Snow by 80%. Now, the difference between them is not that much, like
yeah,
Richie is 12th on the log. Colder Snow is just above the relegation places with ninth in the ninth position. And we've seen people in the comments section on our YouTube. I say, the Duru Daniel predicted the game again, and he
yeah.
got it correctly. So I don't know what he does. I mean, you could predict World Cup games. Remember the what was that animal in 2010 World Cup that was
That should be
is
the
it
octopus.
the octopus? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Duru Daniel could be the octopus of the Rsdl this season. He's gotten a lot of his predictions correctly, and Duru Daniel, keep it up. You just might win something at the end of the season. There's another comment here from Hazard Niger. Please create another mini TV for people with less than 3 wins. Let's know what we are watching. Data is expensive. Hazard, do you think he can beat these people? Do you think he can beat these people?
Well, we are on the way for the next game. Richie against Colder Snow. Colder Snow is someone, they say in Bielsa, he's one of the best gamers, actually. And now he's come here, he's shown those glimpses of brilliance. Some games that he's lost, it's just by a little margin, and the games he's won too, it's actually by a little margin. But you could actually see the brilliance there. You could see that this guy is something of good quality, and maybe he could actually get himself in the RSPL. But there was a huge miss there from Richie, who has decided to go with Norway this time around. So in case you don't know, Richie is in Norway's Black Colors and Colder Snow. Of course, the team he's used from the start, Brazil, and it is 0-0, 11 minutes on the clock. Richie with the first due chance of the game there. A finesse shot, but just wide off the post, almost getting the lead against Colder Snow.
Yes, of course. We can see comments. Richie, let's go. And I thought Niger is saying Richie is winning this game. Would like to see that Richie get back to winning ways. Nusa. Dorsby. Oh, loses the ball there.
One thing about Richie is his style of play. He's a counter-attacking kind of player. He doesn't really play around with possession a lot. Once he gets the ball, he's just 2-3 passes away from your goal post. And you can see what I'm talking about there with Haaland now, who finds Solot, and Solot! A beautiful shot and an even more beautiful save from Colder Snow's goalkeeper. Alisson Becker just stopping that shot from getting, or rather Ederson just stopping that shot from getting in the back of the net. And Richie once again has started missing those huge chances. In the game against 1A1, Richie was having those huge chances, but he wasn't able to capitalize. And 1A1, he wouldn't be that merciful against you. And once he got his own chances, he ended up winning that game 4-1.
Yes. I don't know what the strategy is, but I could see Solot defending really deep there for Richie. He had to take the ball from, his half, make the move up. Oh, we have an attacking chance here.
And
Colder Snow. Oh, that was a save.
I really don't. Colder Snow, you could see the double tap of the pass there, and that striker had it tough controlling that ball and decided to go on the volley. And Richie does bring out his goalkeeper in that situation to just send that ball out for a corner. Now you can see on both ends, both players have missed huge chances. So it's kind of evened out. This is actually going to be a really, really close game, in my opinion.
Yes, it's going to be a close game, very close, very interesting game. Cold and Snow gets his chance. He doesn't miss it this time. Oh, opening goal in the 30th minute.
And Colder Snow has gone ahead with João Pedro. And now he's in a comfortable position as Richie is the guy to chase the game. And Colder Snow will be looking to add to that now because he's on the attack once again. And he's finally gotten the ball again. And Rafinha now gets the ball. And Rafinha comes back. And João Pedro again has doubled the lead for Colder Snow.
Oh, Richie is getting all the support. I mean, the best EAFC player in the city is rooting for Richie. He said, Richie, let's go, easy win. But Richie is already getting pounded. I mean, 2 goals in 5 minutes. Oh,
like you said, Richie is getting all the support, but Colder Snow is getting all the goals. As things stand, Colder Snow leads by 2 goals, and he doesn't seem like he'll be stopping anytime soon because he's on the attack once again. But this time, he's decided to just calm the ball down a little bit and just recycle possession. But that has gone wrong because Richie has been able to get the ball back from him and will be looking to counter attack now. And Solot down that flank again, and Solot now he finds that pass and is just about to unleash the shot. Colder Snow's defender was able to nick the ball off him.
That was a decent pass, just didn't get it.
Yeah, that was a really, like, I didn't actually see where that pass was going.
Yeah.
I just saw Rafinha going down the flank and almost getting the pass, but it was just a bit too long. And Richie, would he get a chance to actually get a goal for himself?
Oh,
Beautiful play there, but once again, Colder Snow's defense has been just too strong for Richie to break down. And you can see the player lock there. You can see the switch, and Colder Snow with Rafinha. He comes back, and wow, he still has the ball, and Colder Snow.
Codes has been clinical. A hat trick there for João Pedro. Codes has been clinical, of course. That is what Dexter, the best EFC player in the city, has said. Codes has been clinical, and once again, Codes went to prove Dexter correct that he has been clinical. 3 goals from the same player, and Colder Snow is on a roll.
Well, for one, I thought he was about to get a shot off there with Rafinha, but this guy, just like his name implies, too cold with an even colder goal. You could see the calmness there, and not decided to just dribble and get his shot off in a more comfortable position. And now he has a 3-goal lead. You can see it coming from Drew Daniel saying, this man beyond freezing zone. One thing is for sure, it's actually cold out there for Richie because he's actually losing 3 goals to 0 against the man Colder Snow.
No, his defense has been impressive. I mean, Colder Snow, he's been blocking out everything, every threat. He locks it out, and how he transforms, defense into attack is something that should be studied. Pressing there.
Yeah, actually, the way he actually does turns defense into attack, because you could be watching this and just take your eye off the screen for a minute and actually see Richie around his area. Then a couple of seconds and Colder Snow is already on the attack again.
Yes.
That's basically what's been happening throughout this game. Most of his goals have actually come from the counter attack, and on the counter he's really, really, really deadly. And now that was a misplaced pass there, and now Richie would have a corner kick, and you see Colder Snow just gifted him a corner in that situation. Well, the corner comes to nothing, and Colder Snow instead gets the ball back, and now Vinny Jr. finds Luis Henrique, and now the through pass has come to Vinny Jr., who is 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and Colder Snow has added another goal.
Goal number 4 for Colder Snow.
It's going from back to worse for Richie.
Oh Lord.
You could see the 1-2 pass there. Richie's high line just I don't know what to say. Vinny Jr. in acres of open space, and there was only one result in that situation. Vinny Jr. putting the ball into the back of the net. Well, for one, Brazilians would hope that this is the kind of form the team actually goes into with the World Cup. Yeah, there's lots of expectations for that team coming into the World Cup. There were players who said getting Neymar in that squad, it was not deserved. It was actually because just for the fairy tale ending with the Brazil national team, his last World Cup. A lot of people were saying Neymar is injury prone and Jao Pedro should actually have gone ahead of him when selecting the squad. But we can't tell they're going to be playing Morocco today by 11 p.m. African time, and the players or the Brazilians would hope that this is the kind of form they go into
performance there.
the World Cup, and Cold Snow with another goal. This is a 5-star performance from this young man.
You know, in the words of popular Nigerian philosopher Mavo, no more way for Richie. Wow. No more way for Richie in this game. No more way for Richie.
This guy, he's just everything from attack to defense. Everything has just been immense for him. Everything has been excellent. Everything has been inch perfect, and Richie is really, really struggling to actually break down that defense. And you can see it again, tracking those runs so well. And once he gets the ball, you know, it's counter-attacking time. And once it's counter-attacking time, you know, it's a goal first time. And Cold Snow, talking about counter-attacks, is about to unleash another one now with Vinny Jr. Christian Antonin, who finds Jao Pedro, and he still has the ball. And Rafinha this time around.
Ooh.
But this time, which is defensive midfielder was just in the right position. But for how long? Because he is Henry.
Goal number 6. This is getting embarrassing for Richie.
This is literally a mauling at this point. Like Richie is getting obliterated by Cold Snow, and this reminds me of the game against Doom in the RSPL, where Doom actually beat Richie by 8-0. Well, could we see a repeat of that now? Because it's currently 6 goals, and we have 10 minutes in game time, in which Cold Snow will be looking to add more. And the fact that Richie hasn't scored is actually what even more shocking to me.
I hope not. I hope it doesn't end the way it ended in the RSPL for Richie against Doom there. I hope he gets 1 goal. I mean, just for consolation's sake. But Cold Snow is not letting up. I mean, this is another counter-attacking chance. Vinny Jr. He breaks in, twists and turns, so loses the ball in the box.
Well, that was you see, that was a nice defending there from Richie, because, you know, Vinny Jr., he got in the kind of space he wanted. That was going into the top corner there, and I'm pretty sure the goalkeeper would have no chance at saving that. And the fact that he's in the lead, boy, he doesn't seem to want to stop attacking. And again on the attack, and Cold Snow, that was such a beautiful defending there by Hegem. And at this point, he's just trying to, would you say the scoreline? He's trying to keep the scoreline respectable. Well, this has already been a lot of disrespect. 6-goal lead.
Yeah. One thing I know is that Richie's goal difference has been decimated. So, I don't know how he would come back from this, because mentally this is draining. Physically, this is, you know, I lack adjectives to describe this, but this is torture. And Cold Snow has just handed Richie his biggest defeat so far in the Rsdl Division 2 this season. I mean, it breaks my heart to see a player of Richie's caliber get embarrassed. I mean, totally destroyed in front of his fans. Oh God.
And that's a really disappointing performance there from Richie. And I'm pretty sure he's disappointed with himself, because he came off the back of a loss and was expecting that, okay, I am going to get a win. But Cold Snow, just too cold for Richie. You see, Drew Daniel said it was in freezing zone, and it seems Richie was frozen in that situation, and just know what he expected. Well, that's the 3rd game done for today. But before we head into the next game, we'll be going over to Milia for an interview.
Milia, you go.
Day 1, week 3. Live here with us today is Mr. Moral. Mr. Moral, I really don't have so much questions for you today. You are number 7 on the table, and I mean, people like me, who are your fans, who have been waiting for you since this league started, we expected so much, right? There was an expectation of that match with Larry, and you sat there and proved to us how much of a fraud that you are. I mean, what should we expect moving on? Because I don't even know what else to say.
Honestly, I've been terrible. I can't even lie. This was not part of the script though, but I just hope to pick up from. Honestly, I've been very, very terrible.
Incredibly terrible. I'm not even going to lie. Coming from week 1, week two, I mean, your performance last week was not so impressive. So I was expecting a comeback, a miracle sort of. And then, I mean, is something going on?
No, I just really need to lock in actually. Maybe my next match I can do better.
Okay. So in few minutes you'll be up against El Dorado, right? Should we expect something from that match? What should we look forward to?
Look forward to seeing me win. Should look forward to seeing me win. Yeah.
Should look forward to seeing you win.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. We are looking forward to that.
Thank you.
And 19 points, and then 1A1 has 2 games in hand. He has played 6 games and he has 16 points. Bright has 6 games too, and he has 12 points. Larry has played 8 games, he's on 12 points, and Chuku Chuku, he has played 6 games and he is on 12 points. You can see the only unbeaten players this season are Shocker and 1A1. And I believe that 1A1 and Shocker will want to keep it that way, but 1A1 is coming up next right now against Bright, and I
Yeah.
don't know if he can keep that unbeaten record.
Well, talking about 1A1, this guy is actually special because I was just scrolling through TikTok yesterday night and I saw a clip of someone saying um I played against this guy. He didn't actually show the name of the player. He was just like, this particular player I played against was player locking 3 players at the same time, still doing those directional runs and activating the offside trap. Was like basically saying that lots of guys are good at this game. And well, I go into the comment section and I see people saying 1A1, and I'm like, wow. So it's basically not just us who always say this about this guy, because you could think we are overreacting, but someone who is a professional gamer actually said it, and that was when I was like, wow, this guy is indeed that guy. And now he'll be coming up against Bright, who happens to be one of my favorite players as well. Bright, He's lost 2 games, and those 2 games have been to Chuku and El Dorado. So you wouldn't say that it's against players who you feel is better than. He actually put up really good fights in those games, and that's why I say this game is going to be a really, really tricky one. 1-1, the guy in red hot form against Bright, a really, really, really fine gamer. Well, we're about to find out who comes out on top because the game is underway.
Yes. I think the only player with an African team this season is 1A1, proudly playing with Senegal against Bright's Brazil. I'd like to see 1A1 live up to the hype. He's a decent player. I mean, it's clear. It's a testament of how good he is. I mean, he has played 6 games already, no losses.
Yeah.
6 games, no losses, 5 wins, and 5 wins and a draw. And that means he is good. I mean, he's what the hype. And this could be a figure that we don't see coming. I mean, he has 2 games in hand. This will be his 7th game. And compared to players like Eldorado that have 8 games, 1A1 could be that surprise package.
Ooh. Did we speak too soon? Because Bright has just gone ahead, and the fact that he had possession for about 10 minutes in game, ever since the start of the first half, I don't think he's lost possession. And his first chance at goal, he's been able to bury that into the top corner. But 1A1 could be equalizing that soon. But the Bright's defense just standing tall. And like I said, Bright, he's a really, really fine gamer. He's someone I've been watching him. He's someone I really admired his style of play, and he's just done that again, taking the lead against 1A1. Well, for once, I don't think 1A1 is the kind of player that you write off. He's not the kind of guy that you will write off. He's the kind of guy that he can go behind or still find a way to get himself back in the game, and he'll be looking to do that just now. Having Sadio Mane in the box, trying to turn, but he loses the ball, gets it back, and now he's still dancing around Bright's 18-yard area with Mane, and he plays a through pass there, almost disguising that pass inward, but the Brazilian defense, and you could say Brazil has actually continued from where they stopped with Codesno.
Yeah, we can say that. But I hope this will be a different outcome because the player involved is 1A1, highly rated, very clinical, very classy player, and I mean, he has the streets too. But Ibanez has been making it difficult for him to break through down that left flank. But would like to see if you try the other flank too. Star. Diouf. Diaye. He tries to keep the ball as much as he can. Oh, that was a cheeky backheel pass. Crazy chance from 1A1, and Brazil has the keeper Ederson to thank for that.
That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? 1A1 is not the kind of player that he's down and you should make him. He's the kind of guy that he doesn't back out no matter what. He can be down 2 goals. I remember in the game against Bruce, he was down 2 goals and that didn't faze him because this guy was finally able to score 2 quick fire goals, and he'll be looking to do that now. And 1A1 has equalized.
Yeah.
And 1A1 is back in the game. And you can see there's no reaction from the guy there because he knows I'm on a mission. I don't want to draw this game. I want to win. And now he seems to be on track to doing that because he has gotten himself right back in this game.
I mean, that was a beautiful goal by Ismail Assar, and 1A1 is, you know, I think his gameplay is worth the hype because you could see the build up there. It was really clean. A few passes stringed together, and then next thing you see is a goal.
Yeah, it's a goal, and now I think the game is kind of balanced because Bright is back level, and now both players will try to be really, really cautious not to go behind again. You see that through pass there. Bright's trying to find, would you say Rafinha or Luis Henrique, but no, that wasn't the situation because 1A1's defense was actively tracking that run, and now 1A1 is looking to attack again. You can see the player lock there, but once again the Brazilian defense was just a step ahead, and now Rafinha is down the flank. He'll be looking to cut inside. He decides to play back, and now Bright has decided to recycle possession. See, maybe can he find those gaps in behind, but 1A1 has been able to get the ball back. Now he's looking on the counter, and 1A1, you can see the creative run right there, but he decides to go back Now the game is kind of slow ever since 1-1 got that goal, but that could change real soon. That's 1-1.
1-1. 1-1.
The way
Underrate this guy at your own risk.
the way the guy finds spaces in behind the defense is something I really don't understand yet. You could basically be looking and not see anything, and you just see a pass, and before anything, this guy is one-on-one with your goalkeeper. Now he'll be looking to see if maybe he can go ahead, and well, 45 minutes on the clock, and that's the end of the first half. 1-1, and you can see the shake of the head there from 1-1. He knows, or he feels that he should have been ahead in this game.
Yes, he could have gone up. He got like some opportunities to go up. I mean, I like the way he strung some passes together, and he was able. Whoa, that was a very decent pass. Finds his man, and he's trying to build something from the right flank there. Loses the ball, rather. Gets the ball back.
Now 1-1 has actually started the second half just the way he ended the first, in dominant fashion, and he'll be looking to add some goals to that dominance. That you can see him almost getting past the Brazilian defense, but he was sandwiched in between the two huge defenders, and Bright were looking to turn defense to attack, but again 1-1 has been able to get the ball back. Now you can see the creative runs there, and Ndiaye, what can he do? He finds Diarra, and Diarra has given 1-1 the lead. This guy has come from behind, not once, not twice. At this point, it's definitely becoming a norm.
Yes, we want to see Senegal do this at the World Cup. Beautiful link-up play there, and that shot was something to die for.
1-1 finally has the lead in this game, and that indeed was a top-class goal. Just the way he wanted it, yeah.
Just the way he wants, just the way he likes it.
You know, with the kind of performance that he's put up, it's expected. Like, he's been dominating, he's been dominant ever since Bryce scored that first goal. I can say it's been all 1-1, and now it's finally been rewarded for his absolute dominance in this game. Maybe he could actually get more goals, or could Bryce quickly equalize, and that was a huge block there. But you know what time it is, because 1-1 gets the ball back and is on the counter almost immediately.
Player lock merchant, he's at it again. Creative runs. Ooh, that pass has come through. 1-1 looking to add the third goal here.
The way this guy does fight stone! Oh my god.
Sadio Mane!
Even from the tightest of angles, he will still find a way to put it into the top corner, and that is exactly what he's done there. 1-1 finally has a 2-goal lead in this game.
And he has motioned to the doubters. He said, mouth the fingers to the lip. He is telling the doubters, oh, you can continue doubting now. It's the 1-1 show. I think Richie he has been outplayed so far and outscored. And I think he's running out of ideas, because 1-1 keeps finding those pockets of space.
Well, one thing is for sure, Bright, he doesn't have answers to the questions 1-1's attack have been asking right from the start of this game, and it seems like 1-1 is not done, because he wants to go on the attack once again. He finds Mane, and this time around he loses the ball, but is fortunate enough to get it back. And 1-1 still looking for that space. Loses the ball and gets it back once again. With the way he's pressing, I don't know. Bright is really finding it hard to get out of his own area. Now Bright could finally regroup, because he's gotten the ball and is looking to counter almost immediately. But again, 1-1 has been able to get the ball. And at this point, it's just kick ball, because both players seem to just give each other the ball. 1-1 has been able to get it back once again. Now we're looking to muster up something on the attack, and you can see the player locked there. He finds Diarra. What can he do? He tries to cut inside, and he gets the ball again, and that's a beautiful shot and an even more beautiful save. Keeping the scoreline a bit respectable for Bright there, because 1-1 had a chance to go 3 goals clear, but that didn't happen.
I mean, I would watch 1-1 day in, day out. Ooh, off the woodwork there.
And
He is really cooking.
that could have been a really, really beautiful goal there from 1A1. Well, Bright were looking to get what you could call a consolation goal at this stage because with the way 1A1 is dominating this game, I don't see a world in which he does throw away this lead.
I don't see that happening.
Well, 79 minutes on the clock. 1A1 leads the game by 3-1. This guy came from behind and is currently in the lead. And ever since he went behind, he's found a way to just dominate the game. And now, like I said, he's been rewarded for that dominance because he leads this game 3-1.
I mean, Bright is running out of ideas now. You can see his attacks are now toothless, increasingly toothless. He is running out of ideas, and you can tell he's been worn out by the whole 1A1 antic and all that. 1A1 is still holding on to the game in the middle of the park, trying to create something, stringing those passes together. And
I don't think he actually wants to score again because he's had good opportunities to go forward, but he's just decided to just play around with the ball. And maybe I feel he decided to just manage the game and just see out the game in dominant style. You could see him there. He just decided to pass, and I'm sure Bright is going to be a bit frustrated with that because you're losing and you're not still able to get a hold of the ball. This is something like Man City could actually be doing to you. And what a goal that is from this guy,
Sadio Mane again. What a beautiful, beautiful goal. You can see that smile on his face, Bright's face. You can see that smile on Bright's face. There is nothing he could have done to stop that. No way he could have defended against that.
I'm pretty sure Bryce would have loved to stand up and applaud that goal because you know, there's some kind of goals that you consider and you can only just applaud because of how beautiful it was. And I feel that is one of the goals there. Could Bright get a consolation goal? 90 minutes on the clock at this point. I'm just waiting for the referee's final whistle, which will be coming soon. Bright still around 1A1's box. Any moment from now, the referee will be blowing the whistle, and 1A1 would have gotten his 5th or the 6th win in a row. And yes, the referee has blown his final whistle, and 1A1 has continued his winning streak. Like I said, ever since he drew his first game, since then it's all win.
Yes, been on a roll. He's been on a roll. I mean, I would pay to watch 1A1 play anytime, any day. Beautiful gameplay from a fantastic player. I mean, we already saw the comments from the fans. Easy win for 1A1. I mean, a lot of people thought they were bluffing, but even the EA Sports, number 1 player in the city of Port Harcourt, actually gave a shout out to 1A1 to show you just how good the man is. And that was a wonderful, wonderful performance against Bright, and Bright would be left scratching his head, going back to the drawing board to think of what he could have done differently. But you see, the whole thing about the 1A1 gravy train is this. He has all the tricks in the bag. He has all the, aces up his sleeve. He can hit you from any angle, and he always finds these pockets of space. That is just how dangerous the man is.
Yeah, like you said, so you're basically saying this guy has the Dexter cosign.
Yes, Dexter cosign. Yeah.
You know, it seems any player they always root for go on to win their game. It's a pattern I've noticed, probably except Richie, because they always seem to root for Richie, but he's kind of been on a losing streak. But with 1A1, he actually just goes on to win the game.
Yeah. I think Richie may be having some psychological problem because, losing that much against players that he could normally beat, would normally beat, could be signaling something else. I mean, like, maybe after now, Milia would sit with Richie and just have a talk and ask him what's going on. Are you heartbroken and all that. So, of course, maybe I could even talk to the player, just ask him, how are you doing? What's happening? Are you heartbroken? And all that. But Richie is a very decent player, but it's disappointing to see him languish at the bottom of the league.
Well, on your screen, you can see the next game coming up. Shocker against Bruce. Shocker has 6 wins. Bruce has 3 wins. Both players have played 7 matches. And you can see the public winning prediction there. Shocker has an 80% chance of winning against Bruce. Shocker happens to sit in the 2nd position and Bruce in the 7th position. But before we go right into this game, we'll be heading over to Milia for an interview.
Back on here with Mr. Richie. Mr. Richie, do you realize you're on fraud watch? I mean, I heard that you are a very decent player, right? And then now I'm coming to think those were rumors. What's going on? Is everything okay?
I'm a fraud.
That was a confession. He said he's a fraud. I love that. I really, really do love that. I mean, coming into the league, your performance was impressive. But since week 2 until date, we've been seeing very, very poor performances from you. That really proves that you're a fraud, right?
Yes.
Nice. Your next match will be on in few minutes or hours. Should we expect more fraudulent performances?
Yes.
Okay. Watch out for more fraudulent performances from Richie. Thank you very.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Richie just admitted it. I mean, this is something that we have always not known, but this is something we have been afraid to say for the longest. And I think
actually,
just brings...
the signs have been there actually.
Yeah.
So it's not like he just came out on fraud watch of recent.
Yeah.
The signs have been there right from the RSPL, and now he's taking full control over him in the RSDL. And
Yeah.
you will see, he just admitted that yes, I'm a fraud, and he doesn't have an issue with that. Well, let us go back to that comment that said Chisco Finger should get ready to be beaten. He's going to face the wrath of Richie, and for Richie's sake, Richie would hope that he actually gets a win and in really fine fashion. But before we go into that game, on your screen you can see Shocker and Bruce.
This is like my game, right? This is my matchup because Bruce used to be my former favorite player coming against my current favorite player. I mean, naturally, I am rooting for my current favorite player, but Bruce is an unpredictable player.
Yeah.
He's an unpredictable player. I mean, the stats may not tell the full story. 7 matches played, 3 wins, 2 draws, and I think 2 losses. The stats may not tell the full story, but Bruce is a very decent player. And I wish him the very best. Coming up against Shocker, this would be the true test, his first real test, and all that. But let's just see. The public winning prediction is siding with Shocker, obviously. And I hope Bruce can, do something about this game. I wish him the very best in this matchup.
Yeah, well, if I need to remind you, these 2 guys actually faced themselves in the knockout stages into the Rsdl, and in that game, Shocker actually came out victorious with a 3-1 win.
Yeah.
Well, could we see a repeat of that performance from Shocker, or could Bruce finally be the man to upset Shocker? We've seen an upset on Shocker's part, but it's happened to be a draw, a 3-0 draw with Mr. Morale. We are still waiting for Shocker's first loss. Could that loss come at the hands of Bruce? This guy, he's just like Bruce Wayne in real life. He has a lot in his arsenal. And could he actually pull out one of those things to actually give us a surprise in this game against Shocker?
Bruce, personally, I feel Bruce is a very calm and calculated player, and he's quiet. You don't really know what's going on in his mind at per time. Unlike some of the other players that are really jovial, like they talk about tactics, Bruce keeps to himself. So you really cannot pick, really cannot pick what is going on in his mind, body language wise. You cannot pick anything, right? So of course it would be poetic to see Shocker handed his first loss at the hands of Bruce, because I mean they have history. Bruce would want to get his pound of flesh back, and Shocker would just want to consolidate his place as the top dog this season. But it remains to be seen what's going to happen in the game. Like I said earlier, I'm going with the public, backing Shocker for the win. But Bruce may just pull off an upset. He's a decent player, quite all right. He's a very smart player, very tricky player, and I believe that he has what it takes to actually give Shocker a run for his money.
One thing is for sure, someone who's definitely going to be rooting for Bruce in this game is El Dorado.
Yes.
As things stand, El Dorado sits at the top of the league, but if Shocker happens to win this game, it flips the switch, and Shocker is back to the top. So El Dorado is definitely going to be Bruce's biggest fan, and I'm sure if we actually had coaches, he'll probably go and sit by Bruce to actually tell him what to do and what not to do.
But I mean, didn't Shaka beat El Dorado?
Yeah, he did actually. A 3 goal. That was actually a close game. You could see a 3-2 win for Shocker. And after the game, I met El Dorado and I was like, well, you actually put up a good performance. And he was like, well, of course, it's Shocker. So it seems like he expected to lose that game going into that game. And that's why the loss didn't actually phase him that much, because he was like, it's Shocker. I feel he is better than me. And definitely that's exactly what happened in that game. He came out with a 3-2 win in that fixture. And maybe, just maybe he feels that's why it didn't really bother him. And we've seen a huge miss there, and an even better save. What a save there from Bruce.
What a save, Mike Migan just.
I really.
Oh Lord.
Well, that was a huge save. Shocker, you could see the shake on his head, because that was basically getting a goal early on in the first 5 minutes, and that didn't happen.
That should be save of the week.
Definitely, like from hitting the post and even the save, because the ball was merciful enough to come back to him, and he basically had an empty net to slot that in. But I don't know what Mike Magnan is on there, because that was a really, really huge save, and Bruce would really, really thank him, because he's not going behind. You don't want to go behind early in the game against Shocker, and that exactly what's happened in this game. It's still goalless, but ever since that first chance, it's been.
What happened there, Bruce?
That was, you could see the reaction of Bruce, and that's basically, you see fate repaying Shocker, because Shocker missed a huge chance on his end, and now Bruce on the other end has missed a huge chance. Please do not forget to drop your thoughts, your comments, and who do you think is winning this game? What's the scoreline? I see a comment from Drew Daniel saying Shocker to win 3-0 or 4-0. So you guys really think that Bruce isn't going to score a goal in this game? Because Bruce, he scores goals, he will score a goal. So Drew Daniel, you're saying Shocker to win 3-0 or 4-0. It's well, there's a huge possibility, but Bruce, I think at least he does get a goal. Even in the last game they played, Bruce was able to get a goal. Yeah, the 3-1 win for Shocker, and Shocker will be looking to repeat that in this game today. Well, you can actually also drop your predictions for the World Cup matches. The games today is Brazil against Morocco. Who do you think is coming out on top? Do you think Brazil will be able to get the better of Morocco without Neymar? Well, they've actually been playing some pretty good matches without Neymar, but the World Cup is an entirely different kind of vibe. On the other hand, Morocco, remember, they got to the AFCON final and they only lost by a screamer in extra time. I know news came out later that Morocco are actually AFCON champions, but well, Senegal, I think they wouldn't really care, because the trophy sits with them in their country. So that game is definitely going to be a tough game. It's not going to be a walkover, and I know lots of people would expect that Brazil comes away with an easy win, but I see that game being a really, really tough game.
The one thing I know is that both teams will find goals. That is it. Both teams will score in that game. That is one thing I am certain of.
Yeah, both teams will score in that game, and we'll be hoping that we see those amount of goals at least in this game, because we are 15 minutes in and it is still goalless. We've had two really, really good opportunities from each player. Shocker having a chance to go ahead early on in the game, and Bruce having a chance to go ahead, but this time around you will see the fake shot there, and that was a really, really beautiful goal from Shocker.
Shocker just shocks us every time. That was a beautiful shot by Ivan Toney. I mean, the fake shot made it extra beautiful and all that. And I mean, like a lot of people predicted, Shocker has gone up in this game, leaving Bruce in an uphill task now. He has to equalize and get back and get the lead to keep his chances in this game alive, but it's not looking likely as offside.
Yeah, the way Shocker activates the offside trap, you can see it seems every time. I don't know how he does it, but he seems to just have his eyes everywhere at every time, and he's in the box now, and that was almost a really, really, really huge chance and even a huge goal for him there, because I don't know what was happening in the box there, but it was kind of chaotic, and Shoka still came out on top until the goalkeeper was just able to snatch the ball off his feet. And back to what I was saying about Shoka activating the offside trap. It seems every time as he's pressing, he's activating it, and now he would look to score more goals, and that was a really, really good body shove there by the French defense. But it seems every time Bruce gets the ball back, Shoka just happens to get it again.
Okay, this is an opportunity for what? Oh, that was wayward. What could possibly be going on in Bruce's mind right now? That was a chance to get his name on the score sheet, at least make my prediction come true. But he just ballooned it wide of the post, and I don't see him getting a better chance than that in this game, because Shoka's defense is on top of their game, and that was an opportunity that he would not want to miss.
You don't need to miss this kind of chances against Shoka, because the question is, how often do they come? And now Bruce has missed a first good chance early on in the game, and now a chance in which you would have expected him to bury in the back of the net. He's just played it wide, and now the question is, can he get more of these chances? Because one thing is for sure, that Shoka, I don't think he's done scoring goals here. It's just one goal. He wants to score more. And you need to take all your chances if you're to come out with something in a game against Shoka. And now Shoka knows his mistakes and will look to defend even better now. So these chances that Bruce has missed, do you think it will come back to bite him?
I believe these chances will come back to bite him in the ass, definitely, because you don't miss chances like that. Even against players that are not as good as Shoka, you don't want to miss chances. You want to bury chances as they come, so that you are safe, you are protected. But if you keep missing chances against Shoka, what if the chances dry up? What happens to you then?
Well, it's been counter-attack masterclass from both teams. If they get the ball, they're looking to just go on the counter almost immediately. But now Bruce is the one who wants to be doing that, and now he finds Olise down the flank. Some passing there, and once again Mbappe is offside. Mbappe's been caught offside quite so many times in this particular game. What I was saying, Shoka's the use of his offside trap is something to watch out for. He seems to activate it anytime he doesn't have the ball. Anytime he's not on the ball, he seems to activate the offside trap. But now he's on the ball and he's in the box. And once again, this French defense is just too sturdy, because Shoka had a chance to go 2 goals up again, and now the French defense in the last minute was able to just save that, and Bruce has a chance, and that's straight at the goalkeeper. At this point, it's just which player can actually miss more chances. I really can't tell what's going on with Bruce. His shooting has just been off. On Shoka's end, his shooting hasn't been off, but Bruce's defense has just been too strong for him. But on Bruce's end, his shooting has been off. He's had now 3 good chances. I repeat, 3 good chances to get a goal in this game, and he's capitalized on none of them.
Taking one chance would be very good for him, because if he had taken one chance, at least we'd be sure that, okay, we have something to work with. But I am certain, I'm sure for a fact that these missed chances will come back to haunt Bruce in this game.
Well, we already said that earlier. How long will these chances come? How often do these chances come? I really can't tell. Now the chances, they keep coming, and he's not been able to get a goal so far. Now he'll be looking that maybe he should get a goal sooner rather than later, because we don't know how often the chances will keep coming. And now, that was a beautiful interception there, because I feel that pass would have gotten to Ousmane Dembele in that situation. But well, that's the end of the first half. I have Shoka is in the lead. It's just a 1-goal lead, and that was from Ivan Toney in the 19th minute.
A beautiful Ivan Toney goal is what sets this game. That makes all the difference in this game. And I believe that both players will be looking forward to scoring more goals. Of course, Shoka will be looking to add into his tally, and Bruce would be looking to registering a goal in his name as well, while keeping the deficit really slim. Beautiful defending by Bruce there. I think he has focused more on defending this game than actually attacking, because his shots have been wayward, but his defending has been beautiful so far, keeping Shoka at bay. Now he's trying to attack straight down the middle. Finds Mbappe. Oof.
See Mbappe just bodied off the ball there by English defense, and now Bruce has able to get the ball in a dangerous position. What can he do here? He fights Kylian Mbappe, and this time around, it's the same results.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
How do you keep doing that? How do you keep missing those chances, Bruce? How?
Well, I'm speechless, to be frank. Like, he had 4 good opportunities to get a goal in this game against Shoka, and he hasn't gotten a goal. Well, that's surprising, because most players don't get this many chances against someone like Shoka. And now Bruce having 4 of them, and he could get punished because Shoka had played the first time through pass over the top, and on the other end, Shoka had decided to miss his own.
That was beautiful defending by Bruce. I mean, don't take anything away from him. The way he positioned that defender, the way he brought out the goalkeeper. Oh, this has been a cagey affair so far. Not as expected it to be, but we've seen beautiful chances. Bruce, what is happening? Drew Daniel is asking this question in the comments, and Shoka is looking for goal number 2. Possibly goal number 2 could come because he's twisting and turning in the box. Takes that shot off, and that is goal number 2, of course. I said it, Marcus Rashford. I said these missed chances will come back to bite Bruce. And of course, as sure as day turns to night, the chickens are coming home to roost.
Bruce would reel those missed chances because Shoka has gone 2 goals ahead. And now he needs to come back from a 2-goal deficit if he's to get anything from this game.
I mean, it was difficult to come back from a 1-goal deficit. How much more a 2-goal deficit? This is now a mountain to climb for Bruce.
A really huge mountain in this situation. I really don't know. He's definitely going to be disappointed in himself, because he had those chances to get a goal early on in the first half and even in the second half, but no, he wasn't able to capitalize on them. And Shoka instead showed him how it's done on the other end. A beautiful finesse into the top by Marcus Rashford. Now Bruce needs to fight, because that's what he does best. Looking, twisting and turning in Shoka's box, but Shoka's defense is just a bit too strong for the French attack. And now Shoka on the counter, and you could see him triggering a lot of players there. And now he tries to slide through pass, but the French defense was just in the right position. Well, it is 2-0. Shoka in the lead, which means Shoka is currently at the top of the table. Head of Eldorado with 1 point. Eldorado, who won his game 3-2 against Roland early on today.
The prediction came up earlier, 3 or 4-0 in favor of Shoka. Already has 2 goals up. Will he be looking to add the 3rd one to make that first prediction come to light, or will Bruce pull one back to make that, render that prediction null? Left to see. 80th minute.
Well, this guy, the build-up play to that goal was really spectacular. And of course, the finish by Bukayo Saka, and Shoka finally leads this game 3-0. And Drew Daniel is probably smiling wherever he is, because he thinks his prediction is about to come to pass. And Bruce, this has been really disappointing on Bruce's end, because he had those chances in the first half. He had the chances early on in the second half, and we kept asking the same question: how often will these chances come? You need to take your chances, and he wasn't able to take them. And once Shoka got on his groove, It's been all shocker since then. 3 goals to nil, 86 minutes on the clock. It's basically over at this point, right?
Yes, I mean, you don't want to have goal-scoring players like Shoka and Eldorado settle in, because when they are comfortable, they punish you, they punish everyone. Oh, looking for goal number 4 there, but been denied by the French defense. You don't want to let them settle into the game. When the game starts, you want to, make them as uncomfortable as possible. Don't let them score first. Don't let them, get into the game and find their rhythm. Because once they do, they just cruise. It's just cruise control for them. And that's the end of the game between Bruce and Shocker. We had hopes that Bruce would get his pound of flesh back. But, Shocker just inflicted more damage. And this is a 2-0. Oh, Lord. I don't think Bruce would like that. Bruce do not like that at all.
Yeah, Bruce, a really disappointing performance on his end, because this guy, he showed those qualities in the first half. I know Shoka could have actually outscored him, because on Shoka's end, he actually missed lots of chances as well. You see the first shot that hit the post, and the return shot, the rebound shot actually was saved by the goalkeeper. Then again, Shoka, the amount of chances he missed, it could have easily been a blowout.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Bruce actually missed lots of chances as well. Yeah, he missed 4 good chances. What's actually surprising in this game is that Bruce failed to score.
Yes, that's the surprising part. But it's been Duro Daniel has been on a roll. Those predictions have been, spot on. He predicted the Shocker and Bruce game would end 3 or 4-0 in favor of Shocker. But we had wanted one prediction, not this or that, So that was more like shooting twice instead of once. But all the same, it is a game to forget for Bruce. He would be looking to improve on the next game. But Shocker is already back to the top of the table, and I can tell for a fact that Eldorado is not happy about that at all.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can see your comments here, and someone keeps asking about the updated table. It's being worked on currently, and before the end of this match day, you'll see the updated table on your screen. Well, one thing I can tell you is that Shoka is still on top of the table as things stand, and Eldorado just follows suit 1 point behind.
The 1A1 comes third.
The 1A1 comes just after, and these are 3 guys that they've been on a roll. Eldorado has lost just 1 game. Shoka and 1A1 have drawn just 1 game, and the rest have all been wins. But I feel 1A1 has played 1 game less.
Yes.
Yeah, if not, he should actually be second or join top with Shoka, and based on goal difference, 1A1 should actually be on top if they played the same amount of games. But well, as things stand, Shoka is on top of the table, and that's 4 matches gone for today, and we're yet to see a draw, or 5 matches rather, and we're yet to see a draw. We've only seen different wins from different players. And would you say any of the results have been shocking so far?
Well, I think the Coda Snow versus Richie game was shocking to me, and the Mr. Morale game versus Larry was shocking as well. And guys, we have the the next match on the screen right now. Richie up against Bright. You can see the public prediction, a 95% prediction for Bright to win, rightly so, because Richie actually admitted that he is a fraud. And you can see Bright is on 7th position on the log. Richie is 12th. They've each played 6 matches, with Bright picking 4 wins on the road and Richie having just 2. It remains to be seen what would happen in the game, but the crowd is already siding with Bright. I just hope all the odds are stacked against Richie right now. I hope he can recover from this and just win this.
Well, these are 2 players coming off the back of 2 different losses. On Bright's own end, he lost his game 4-1 to 1A1, and Richie's own was a 6-0 thrashing by Coda Snow. So now it's basically a fight of who has the better mentality to get back to the game. Richie's loss was actually with a higher goal difference. So yeah, it should actually be tough for him. Bright, I feel Bright could be able to pull through in this game. I don't know. It's FC, and these are both players, both quality players. The quality is there for you to see, and I feel it's going to be a close game in my opinion. I don't know about you, but for me, I feel it's going to be close.
Yeah, it should be a close game. It actually should be a close game because I mean it's Richie and Bright, but the public are heavily supporting Bright after that loss and both losing. But the truth is, Richie just has to find his goal scoring boots, find his big boy pants to get back into the game because he is deep in the relegation zone. As against Bright. Bright is safe. If things go as things stand, Bright is safe. He qualified for the Pro League, but Richie will not make it to the Pro League, and that is like really distressing to see.
Yeah, it's really distressing because if he does get relegated, where does he go from here? That's the question. Where does he go? He'll be hoping for his sake that he doesn't get relegated. As feels saying if he does get relegated, he'll be going home. Well, for his sake, he would hope that doesn't happen. And for the first time today, Richie has scored a goal.
There for Richie getting the first goal. After that 6-0 dropping at the hands of Colder Snow, he's starting here with all the sense of urgency, the sense of urgency of a man being chased by lions. And of course, Richie wants to keep it this way, at least to secure a win or maybe score more goals. A draw is not on the cards for him. It is not on his mind. He's not considering it. A loss, nah, that is the worst case scenario. So would like to see Richie win this one. He has gone in front already, and Bright is still struggling to contend with him, and thoughts up again.
That's two good chances there for Richie. He's buried one and he's failed to bury the other. But now the question is, will this come back to bite him? This just reminds me of the Bruce game, except from the fact that Bruce wasn't able to score a goal. But well, Richie is actually in the lead here, so it's kind of different, in my opinion. And maybe, just maybe, he can get a second goal because since the start of this game, it's been all Richie.
Yeah, he's been in control from the beginning. I don't think the Brazil team, Bright's team, has seen the jersey color of the Norwegian goalkeeper.
Like that, actually, for real. Come to think about it,
Yeah.
I actually don't even know the color.
Yes, that shows you how much Richie has kept this game under wraps with one goal already so far.
Well, Richie leads this game 1-0 and 23 minutes in, but Bright could be equalizing soon.
Yes.
And he does that with Vinny Jr.
The first time we're seeing the goalkeeper's shirt is a goal for Bright.
Bright has replied quickly. 25 minutes in, and it is 1-1. That means, we are in for a showdown today, in my opinion. The two guys known for their attacking prowess, it was kind of kept quiet in their first games today.